So I choke on sun, and the days blur into one, and the backs of my eyes on the things I've never done. Sheets are swaying from an old clothesline like a row of captured.
So to start, you take your sharp end, you find the number 1. There's an I next to this one. Some have O's. The I means all your turns go inside of your first loop. The O, all your turns go outside the first loop. So you start at 1, you pull it all the way down to where you see number 2. Now it's just connect the numbers. So this is the 2 and 3 turn. Then we follow all the way over to where you see number 4. Again, it's an outside turn. So now you have your first crossover. So this is where the grid comes in. We're going from 4 over to number 5. 5's an outside, but we're crossing over number 1. You're also going to cross over 22, which isn't there yet. So on our grid, we go over 1, under 22. Make sure your crosses are correct. If they're not correct, you'll have to undo the whole rug in the end. So now you just follow the numbers, making sure you pass correctly. So we're going 6 to 7 now. You can pass through with the rope on a bite, or you can pass through the sharp end. Either way, your first pass all the way around is going to be a lot of rope pulling. All right, I'll show you what the first lap looks like after I'm done. So some people don't like passing their rope through on a bite. Remember, a bite is when you fold your rope in half. So if your sharp end is on the bottom, you don't want to have to pull all that rope through. So what you can do, you can take your rope, pancake it, flip it. So now your sharp end is on top. Okay, so we just finished our first full pass. We started at number 1. We went all the way through following our diagram back to 22, which meets up with number 1. So if you look, we're doing an inside turn here. So to keep things organized, I take my original sharp end. This was number 1 where I first started. I tape it down so it doesn't move on me. And then what we're going to do, we're going to continue on with our sharp end from this point, and we're going to make the turn on the inside, this area, versus coming on the outside, that area. So I'll show you what an outside turn looks like versus an inside turn. So from here on, all you do is retrace the entire rope until you're out of rope. You don't have to use your diagram anymore. Just follow the original pass. All right, so over here we did our inside turn, going from finishing at 22 and back to 1. So our turn was on the inside of our original rope. We followed number 1 all the way down to number 2, which says outside turn. So this is our sharp end here. We're going to come around the outside of the rope and retrace back. So just retracing under, over, under, over, under, over, and under. So now we're at number 4, and then you pull the whole rope through again. Okay. After I get about 3 to 4 passes in, I go through with my hammer. I pull out all the nails from the ones with the inside turns. I leave my nail for the outside turns until the very end. But it'll help tighten up the rug if you pull out your inside turn nails. So go through everything with an eye, take those nails out. It'll help tighten it up. Okay, so we're at the point where we're out of our first rope. But we have some scraps of an old second rope, maybe 40 meters or so. So you can actually connect the two ropes. I like to use my MSR Pocket Rocket. You can use a hot plate if you have one. I don't know anybody who has a hot plate. I used to use a lighter, but that was a pain in the butt and it kept burning my fingers. So this works great. All you want to do is take your sharp ends, hold them over the flame, and it'll actually melt together. And then you can press the sharp ends together. If you have welder's gloves, that works great. I use just the straight side of my knife here and just kind of press it into the rope. So get it really hot and then press down with the knife to connect the two ends. Once it's melted into place, it's not going to come apart. Now obviously you don't want to climb on a rope that you melt together, but we're making a rug, so not a big deal. It'll stay connected. Okay.